What's up guys, it's Drewski. I'm back with another episode of Legend of Pirates Online Beta Tutorials, and in this video I will be covering the shooting skill, which covers all of the guns that are accessible in the game. There are a few types of guns, and I'll go over the different types. I think I have all of the kinds. The first kind is just a regular pistol. It has a single shot and it's got medium damage. The next kind is a repeater pistol, and the repeater pistol, I'll talk about it later, is the ideal weapon that you want to use when you're leveling your pistol or your shooting skill. Next you have a blunderbuss. The blunderbuss has very high damage, but it has a short range. These two both have medium ranges. The normal pistol and the repeater pistol both have normal. Next we have muskets and bayonets. These two are basically the same thing, except the bayonet has the ability to actually hit instead of shoot. Like you can actually attack an enemy if it's too close to you. Whereas the musket, you can't fire if they're too close to you. I think they have that, probably. These two are both pretty high damage, and they also have very long range. So those are good for certain situations. I'll go over how you should use these. So the way I use these, like I mentioned earlier, the repeater pistol is the best gun to use for leveling, because you can get the most hits in because it has the least amount of damage, so you get the most rep. Let me just wave to this person real quick. The pistol, I really don't use pistols that much unless they're kind of unique. This one's pretty good. It has infinite silver shot, so I can use it against undead bosses. But those are just kind of like specialty situations. I don't really use them that often. Blunderbuss are really nice, especially when El Patron's Mine is unlocked. There's a spot that you can hit all 4 ghosts with the blunderbuss. That's really nice. Hold on, let me answer this person. Yes. So yeah, Blunderbuss, the South Idol, is one of my favorite things. Also, you can just gather enemies together and hit and shoot them all down, because it does area damage, or it's supposed to deal area damage. I'm not sure if it does area damage yet, but I like them. Blunderbuss are very nice. Muskets and bayonets are very nice for long range, and once invasions come out, they'll be very useful for taking out powder keg runners, as well as Jolly Roger when he comes up, and then I just have another repeater right there. So those are the different kinds of guns that you can use to level up your shooting skill, and now I'll show you the best place to level them for different levels. I'm just going to do the same thing before, 1 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, and so on. I'll show you the locations that I think are ideal for leveling up. So the first location we have for shooting level 1 to 5 is Devil's Anvil. And what I really like is this just patch of crabs right here. They're all really close. They won't give you a whole ton of experience because they're pretty low level, but then again you will also be low level. So there's a high quantity of enemies here, so you can just basically be constantly shooting them until you hit level 5, and that's really I like using that. And it's also close to where you unlock the gun. You actually get the gun on Devil's Anvil, so this is just the most convenient place where I use to level it up to level 5. This rock crab here also is kind of nice if you want to fight a little bit stronger of a enemy. It's level 6 to 8 or something like that. So that's this is definitely my favorite low level gun leveling place. Next I will show you the place I choose to level up for levels 5 to 10. So let's go there real quick. So you might recognize this place from my previous video, my sword tutorial. This place is the Misty Mire, and the enemies here are really nice for around level 10 to 14 notoriety level. So I use it to level up my gun from level 5 to 10. There's a nice... These big alligators are especially nice because they're only physical attackers, so you can shoot them with your gun and then just continually back up, and they basically won't hurt you. The brigands are a little bit more, you'll have to be a little bit more cautious about because they can throw daggers at you, but they're still nice to level up. Another nice place is this group of 4 brigands right here. Looks like somebody's actually leveling their doll right there now. Oh, and we crashed. Okay, sorry about that crash. So basically, the Misty Mire is a good place to level your gun from level 5 to 10. The enemies there are nice and they're pretty close together. Just be a little bit careful at the brigands. One thing I mentioned briefly before was about using a repeater to level up. When you're low level, initially you won't have a repeater, so I generally just use a normal pistol like the pistol that they give you when you when you get your gun. But once you get, I think like level 8 or something, you can use the Wicked repeater. You can find that in loot if you're lucky, and that has unlimited venom shot, which is pretty nice. But if you don't find a repeater, you can buy them from gunsmiths. And yeah, so that's that. Next we will go on to the level 10 to 15 place. Okay, the next stop on our list is Cutthroat Isle, and I like this place for level 10 to 15 because the enemies here are around the 20s. I like going at the duelists because they only have physical attack damage. They are a little bit, I think they only go up to like level 19, so they are kind of low. But past here, and I would recommend not fighting the boss at the moment. Assuming your gun is level like 10 to 15. These guys over here, the Conquistadors and Bandidos. Let's see, the Bandidos, I think they go up to like 20, don't they? They might be a little bit low, but they are quite offensive, so it's good that if you're a little bit higher level than they are. These are pretty good for fighting and leveling up your gun from level 10 to 15. As I said before, I recommend using a repeater when you are leveling against them. And yeah, that's a pretty simple stop there. The next one, we go to one of my favorite islands. So I'll see you when we get there. So, the next place that I chose for leveling my gun from level 15 to 20 is the Tormenta. And I like leveling against these Devour Crabs because I think they're like level 19 to 25, so they're really nice, and they can give pretty good loot too. As always, I recommend using a repeater pistol to fight them, and then once you hit level 20, I think it would be a good idea I don't necessarily fight the dregs. I think they're just kind of meh, but if you want to, you can. I like fighting flotsams and spine skulls when leveling my shooting from level 20 to 25. So that's pretty good, especially flotsams. The shooting skill is very effective against them because they're physical attackers. The spine skulls are a little bit more annoying because they can throw grenades at you, but it's alright. So I recommend leveling in the either the big room or the like waterfall. I don't know what that's called. It's not a waterfall room. It's like some kind of pool room. There's like 3 of them in here and like 6 in there. So I recommend those 2 locations for leveling up from 20 to 25. And for the last one, of course, I could have chosen Tormenta again because there are higher level enemies here. The flotsams and spine skulls I think are from like level 28 to 35, so they're pretty good for 20 to 25. They're definitely good enough, but there are higher enemies such as kelp brains and brine scums that you could fight to get from 25 to 30, but I wanted to have some variety and not just have like all enemies on Tormenta and have like the same thing over and over again, because that's kind of just boring in my opinion. I mean, like certain places like the crabs on Tormenta Beach are like perfect for leveling no matter what weapon it is, so I'll probably include that in most of the videos for certain like level ranges, but I didn't want to like have 100% like Tormenta recommendations for like over level 15. That's kind of just like bland, I guess. I wanted to show you guys like different islands that you can use to level up in case there are like a ton of people on Tormenta and you just really are like annoyed, or you just want to be by yourself when you're leveling up. So for the last 5 levels of the shooting skill, I decided to go to Outcast Isle for the final 5 levels, and the enemies here I chose are the stumps, the corrupted and twisted stumps, and I think they're like what levels are they? These guys 31, this guy's 34, so I mean they're like in the 30s, which is nice. I think this is actually the small island. Okay, so yeah, this half of the island has like a few stumps, but if you go down to the other end, there's like I think there's like at least 6, 7, 8 stumps down there, and they can be kind of annoying. I know in Pirates Online they would knock you down by when they did their jump. I don't know if they still do that. I'm actually kind of curious to see if they do. Oh, this one. What level is this guy? He's 39. So yeah, they can be pretty high level. Definitely, I would recommend you being at least like level 35 if you're going to be fighting these guys. So this is a pretty stinking good spot to master your gun. That one's only level 29, so he's kind of low level. I think the corrupt stumps are kind of low. I wish there was more twisted stumps, to be honest, when fighting and leveling up your gun to master it. I think there's supposed to be one here or something. There's like a black spot right here. Is there like an enemy missing or something? I don't know. But actually the fly traps as well are also give pretty decent rep when you're leveling your gun, trying to master. This boss here, Devil Root, is pretty strong. I definitely wouldn't recommend taking him on unless you are very strong, or unless you're pretty decent high level, like at least 35, or you have friends with you. Then in that case, I could recommend it. He could get pretty good rep because he has a lot of hit points. So yeah, I think that's it for the recommendations of enemies, but I want to show you guys my skill points on my shooting. So I'll just kind of walk through it as I like level up and go through it. Up until level 1, or until level 4, I actually don't spend any skill points, and then I dump all of them on take aim because I love take aim. It's like my favorite thing when it comes to shooting. So I max out take aim, and then I keep on leveling. I might put like 1 or 2 on Venom Shot if I get the repeater that has unlimited Venom in the Bane Blaster like family class. That's pretty nice. So I would do that. Other than that, just keep saving it. I think what level is Sharpshooter? I think Sharpshooter is like level maybe 10 or 12. I would spend more skill points on them, and then I would save the rest for Steel and Silver Shot. These are the most useful in my opinion for late game. Silver for undead, and then Steel for like ghosts and Isle Tormented enemies. So those are like level 20. Level 17 to 25 is where I spend my skill points in here. And then everything before that would either go Sharpshooter, Take Aim, or Eagle Eye. I'm not sure when Eagle Eye is unlocked, actually. I think it's 14. I might be wrong, though. So that's how I spend my skill points. You don't have to spend them that way. I typically don't use the passive skills because they're only like 10% chance if you max them out, and that's not worth 5 skill points, in my opinion. The Hex Eater and the Bane can be okay, like this one decreases enemy attack power, but I mean, I don't know. I normally try to avoid being hit by enemies when using my gun anyway, so that's not like a huge deal to me. The Hex Eater is okay against like voodoo users, I guess, but I'm not sure, to be honest, if losing all their voodoo actually makes them stop casting. I think it might be a bug at the moment. So I generally just don't even use Hex Eater Shot. I just use these two and then like lead to level up. So those are the skill points I use for my shooting skill. My tag is right over my face. This is kind of awkward. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed and I hope you learned something. I hope this was helpful. And I see you guys later. Peace.